everyone, and welcome to part 2 of today's 12-hour Academy stream, streaming consecutively back-to-back games. Part 2 will be run by Nerdalie. It's called A Little Favor. It's in D&D 5e, but before we go and speak to Nerdalie and all the other people, please take a moment to check out our notifications. First of all, here are our social... No, wait, hang on, where am I typing? Not in the Twitch chat, that's for sure. Here are my social links. Go and check out our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord will shower you in love and affection, look after you, hold you, and cherish you forever. Twitter, you can come and send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you a game. It's as simple as that. We're all about getting new people into games, so feel free. And YouTube, you can go and catch all of our games over there. We streamed previous Academy days. We stream all sorts of things on the YouTube. Go and check it out. It's great. We do have a tweet at the moment. If you'd like to retweet the tweet, it'd really help us out. Let everyone know where you are and what you're watching. Bring some more people in. That would be very much appreciated. And please check out our sponsors. We are sponsored by, oh my goodness, Kentucky Hawkeye gifting 10 subs to the community. Thank you so much. I will warn you today, since we're playing with new DMs, we will not be using the Deck of Many in our hype train, if a hype train happens. Okay, so... That's the other things, the advantages, the disadvantages, and the natural successes, they'll happen, but we're not going to use the Deck of Many. I would not inflict that on anyone on their first time DMing. Hey, it's your first time DMing. Here's the Deck of Many. Oh my god. Check out Hero Forge, though. Hero Forge, their Kickstarter just smashed $1.9 million. They hit $1.7 million in a week. Full resin colored minis. That's what they're doing. Printing in color. If you've seen the Kickstarter and the poster child, you'll see they've got these amazing wing gradient style things. It looks fantastic. Go and check it out. We'll play you some videos during the break later on as well. I will add them to this overlay eventually. Also check out our secondary, well, not secondary, that makes them sound lesser. Our next sponsor, Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press created the Dark Matter system for 5e. It allows play in space. It's now available in hardback. If you use our special code, you can get a 15% discount. So go and check that out as well. And also check out the Deck of Many. We were just talking about the Deck of Many things. They make these wonderful cards that animate as you move them. They also make spell cards from cantrip through to level 9, which will cast magic as you cast them. Cantrips is the next one I want to get my hands on, to be honest. The hype train started. Thank you very much, everyone. Also, they run the Humblewood campaign. Well, they don't run it, but they created the Humblewood campaign. The Humblewood campaign being a setting that allows you to play as burbs and small woodland creatures in 5e. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. We will start with our wonderful DM for the day, a strong community member, been around with us for a while. We love her, Nerdalie.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm Nerdalie. I've been around almost 6 months now, and I've been playing D&D for about a year exactly, and I'm really looking forward to my first time on stream.
I'm very excited to see you DM for the first time on stream. Very excited indeed. Let's go next. We'll just go round the screen. We'll go next to Shakespeare.
Hi, I'm Shakespeare. I play D&D, I play other systems. I've had such fun with all the communities I'm part of, but Scrat, like, this community has my heart because it's one of the first that I ever got a proper campaign on, and I love it so much. It's so great. It's so full of wonderful people, and I'm so happy to be back again.
I love this. We could just do this all day. Next around, we welcome back... It's been a while, but we welcome back Ken at Burlingsbeard. Burlingsbeard, Ken, how are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you so much, Scrap, for having me back on the channel. It's been a little while. I think we said years, has it been
literally,
now?
It's literally been
yeah,
years.
For real. Yeah. Well, I'm Ken at Burlingsbeard. I am a freelance dungeon master for hire in the New York City area. Currently, I'm working with mental health professionals on a weekly D&D group therapy for teenagers, which is going really well. So definitely follow me to check out my sort of progress with that. I've been playing D&D for more years than I probably care to admit, and I'm very, very happy to be on this stream playing with all of you today. Thanks for everyone for tuning in.
Thank you. And next around, we have Trooper SJP. Hey!
Hello! Hi, everyone. I'm Trooper SJP, and, I'm a streamer and longtime RPGer, and you can find me on my channel, Trooper SJP, where I'm playing video games, but on Wednesdays, I'm currently in a Witcher campaign over on Tales from the Grim, and this coming Sunday is part 2 of me GMing Cthulhu Confidential, which is a one GM, one player noir Cthulhu game over on my channel with Algernon Bolden, who's really amazing, and we're sort of dealing with sort of racial discrimination and also cosmic horror in 1940s Washington, D.C. and Cthulhu, which
They just mesh so well. You know, just as a match made in, well, the ever after, I guess.
Under the ocean, deep in the ocean is where I think.
Yeah. Perhaps even in Ryula, maybe. Ryula?
No one really knows. I think that's the thing that makes the sort of the cosmic horror work, is that no one really knows how to pronounce any of the things.
Yeah. I could just about get down Cthulhu Phtogen. Got that.
That's it.
Yeah. So, since we are currently running a hype train, I'm going to have a quick word about the hype train. What we're going to do today, if we hit level 1, which we've already beat, so it's not really important, we get 2 advantages each. If we beat level 2, which is the level we are currently on, we gift a Nerdalie 10 advantages to use against us all. And if we hit level 3, we all get 2 automatic successes to use during the game. If we hit level 4, we would normally do a deck of many things draw. I think what we'd do instead is double up the advantages and disadvantages, and if we hit level 5, we'll do everything. Without further ado, Nerdalie, shall we hand over to you?
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Let me turn this music down a little bit. If I can find where I put Roll20.
I mean, it's perfect level for me,
Okay,
if it's
great.
good for you.
Fine. I will leave it there then. Alrighty. Then let's get started. So, our story takes place at a place called Castle Brynmore. It's a place where the veil between the fairy world and our world is very thin. There have been fairies walking these lands for longer than there have been humans. And at Castle Brynmore lives the Moonbright clan, Clan Moonbright. And they are a group of people who have been pledged to an archfey for as long as they can collectively remember. And all of you are somehow a part of Clan Moonbright or related to Clan Moonbright. Do you want each of you to please tell us how your character is connected to this clan?
Well, I can go first if unless anyone else would like to.
By all means.
All right, great. I am playing as an Eladrin paladin named Mormagil. Mormagil has been in these lands for hundreds of years. He has served Clan Moonbright faithfully as a diplomat and an emissary. He worships the moon and channels its power. He also sees a conflict and fighting as a sort of a last resort. So he doesn't normally wear his armor. He has golden long hair, sort of silvery skin tones. He usually wears flowing robes and has very kind eyes. Who's next?
On the opposite end of the spectrum, Estes Rinzel is a renowned hired killer who has probably been employed by the Moonbright clan, perhaps, if they're that way inclined. He is a tabaxi, and he has ashen grey fur. His eyes are midnight pools, and his hair is dark back that hangs down his neck like a mane.
I'll go next. Endling is a bugbear. She looks after small children of clan. She makes sure they not die. She's a druid barbarian, so there's lots of playing with small children while in wild shape as a direwolf, because, hey, you know, if you're going to play with Archfey, you need to learn to take care of yourself. She's very protective of all of her charges, even though they ask her for anything, and she will give it to them. They're so spoiled. All of the children in this clan are spoiled. And if you say anything about it, she will turn into a wolf and just yell at you in wolf. she's allowed to spoil them. They're precious. They are precious children.
Karsten was one of these precious children at one time. Karsten is a Moonbright, one of the children of the clan. But Karsten is now 100 years old, an elf, and so now an adult. So I just want to point out that I'm an adult now. I'm no longer a child. Karsten is a bard, but I like to think of Karsten as what you would call as a dorkable. That means I wear glasses, and that's how you know I'm a dork, because, glasses, that does it. Karsten is an elf with sort of light blue skin and silver hair that's sort of floppy, that'll just fall in your face a little bit, but glasses, so right, dorkable, and sort of blue eyes with flecked gold, is awkward, right? But in that Hollywood way where you're still played by a Hollywood star, so how awkward are you? But theoretically awkward. And as a bard is really excited about learning and reading books. And the thing that Karsten does the most is that Karsten sort of collects all of these stories and ballads and writes them down and has sort of books and books and books, sort of volumes of all of these stories. And Karsten tends to be the one who goes on delegations and missions to sort of record what has happened, so that we can sort of know the stories of the Moonbright clan. So Karsten is here to be your manic pixie dream bard, but not a pixie and elf.
Well, thank you all. So, generations ago, the clan leader's illustrious ancestor entered into a deal with one of the Archfey, a deal that has followed the bloodline and their retainers to this day. There are a few other clans with similar arrangements in the area. Your Fey patron is a member of the Sealy Court. Fey who are generally friendly towards mortals, but friendliness doesn't always mean the same thing to Fey as it does to mortals. So, your lifestyle is inextricably linked to Feykind, for better or for worse. The patron is typically most closely involved with the leader's bloodline, with whom the original pact was made, but every member of the clan has nearly constant contact with the Fae. And around every 50 years or so, the Archfey and the clan celebrates the Archfey and fair accomplishments with a banquet, a gathering. And recently, just a couple of weeks ago, the gathering was announced to the clan by the clan leader, a half-elf by the name of Lyra Moonbright. So you have all arrived now to Castle Brynmore for the gathering. It hasn't quite started up in force yet, but people are streaming in, and you're all waiting with bated breath. Typically, there's some kind of challenge or a feat that the patron requests during this gathering, and you haven't yet heard what it will be or who will be chosen. So, as you arrive, Castle Brynmore is decked out in fairy lights, which are actual pixies, and it's just full of people. So, tell me what you all are doing as you arrive in this busy castle.
If I may quickly, thank you very much, everyone. We hit level 3 on the hype train. Oni emotes have been gifted to all, and each of us have 2 automatic successes to use during this adventure. Shakes, you also have inherited an advantage from the player who was in the same frame as you last time. So, lucky you.
Mormagil seeks out Endling and greets her very happily. Oh, I can't believe finally the gathering has come again. Where are the children? What have you planned for them today?
Endling moves the child that is on her shoulder off her face and just kind of goes, "They are always here. They run about, they get underfoot. I have nothing big planned. There is food, there is lots of people. They will find entertainment safely." And she kind of looks at all of these children that she's surrounded by, just you will be safe. You know the consequences. You'll be safe. she's just kind of like, there are children hanging off her because she's basically like the werebear version of Bear in the Big Blue House. She has lots of like random slings and stuff, and occasionally a child will just pop out of one and like jump off and run away. And she just reaches out with a long arm and just goes, "No, you stay with me."
Supporting Endling, Mormigil says, yes, children, you must listen to Endling. The wisdom that flows from her will see you to heights unimaginable.
That is
little girl.
so sweet.
One little girl with very, very silver eyes and very, very dark hair looks at Mormigil and rolls her eyes. This is the youngest daughter of Lyra Moonbright, a little girl by the name of Mac, who is very, very sassy and gives Endling all sorts of trouble. She pipes up and says, "When do we get to meet the patron?"
When the patron arrives, is patron's decision, not mine.
That's true. We cannot know the heart or mind of the patron. You will meet them when the time is right, I'm sure.
Carson is sort of standing around, looking a little bit awkward, but near the adults table, right? Because like this is the first year that he'll be able to sit at the adults table this year. He's very excited, so he's just sort of like, you know, sort of standing near the adults, like just making sure that nobody's gonna sort of push him away, but like sort of waves over at Endling a little bit, but also is afraid that if moves over to where Endling is, then somehow might get swept up in being in the kids' table, which is totally not the case because this year, adults table.
The older clan children, you know, the people who you are just so much older and more mature than, kind of glare at you from over in their little gaggle near Endling.
I just take my little ukulele and I just strum just a few little cute chords on my ukulele, just very proud of the fact that I am now an adult for real. And I just give them, not at all in a childish way, just for the record, just a little bit of like a just at them, but like in a very mature way, just so you know.
Casual tongue poke out.
Yeah, just a casual tongue poke, but very mature, very tasteful.
I think Eustace is observing from above. They're between jobs at the minute, and they are lounging on a tree branch above Endling. They're not scared of Endling, okay? Endling doesn't scare them. They just want to hang around them to make sure of that. They're watching the proceedings from below and waiting for the magic words. You know, let's send someone on a quest, or, oh, we need to kill someone. And then he will appear magically.
Is this Eustace's first gathering?
Yeah. He didn't realize it was a gathering. He just turned up hoping for work.
So no one actually hired him. Eustace just showed up.
You know how it is. We don't have phones, but you know, he doesn't know the message cantrip. Wait, hang a minute. No, he doesn't know the message cantrip, so it's just, you know, travel from place to place and hope for work. Yeah, Paladin knows. Someone says I hate the cook,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Do you need to kill the cook? Does the cook need to die?
Would you like him gone?
Okay, so as you are all kind of milling about the gathering area, Endling just keeping a constant movement of just grabbing children as they run away and putting them back on her back, and there's a small commotion over at the center of the hall, and it sounds like harps, and then as you all kind of turn to look and figure out what this what this is. There's a flash of light, and a bright glowing figure appears in the middle of the hall. My darlings, the time for the gathering has come again. And as the light fades, there is this very glittery, very dramatic looking figure. And you, Mormagil, and would know that this is the patron. And
Sorry.
Go for it.
I immediately go to a knee, bowing in their direction, sort of lowering my head, my hair sort of falling, sort of like a shimmering curtain over my face.
I do not immediately bow because I'm struck.
Shoulder.
Right, like I'm just a little bit like awestruck for a moment. So there's like 3 beats before, like when all the people sort of like start to kneel as one would do appropriately. There's like maybe 2 beats before because Carson's like, oh, and then takes the knee.
I put a good 4 children on my shoulders and then I kneel so they can see. Mac is sat there so she can see.
Still, I'm on the branch, just looking down. Should I kneel? I don't know. just gonna stay here, I guess. There's a nice little bit of dappled sunlight, and I can't resist it.
Oh, okay. So, as everyone goes to their knee, including the clan leader, Lyra, the patron says, Lyra and Moonbrights, and all who are here, it is time for me to ask you a little favor. So, there is a certain item I wish to procure, and I will need a group of 3 or 4 of you or something to go in and find this item. You get the sense that the Archfey has been doing this for some time and sometimes maybe doesn't really know what to ask for after a certain point. Or who to ask. So she, or Faye, kind of indicates over to the clan leader and says, I will leave it up to the leader to determine who shall go. But no one else raises their hand.
And then realizing that no one else has raised their hand, just...
This is it. This is what Eustace has been waiting for. Eustace drops from the tree, landing on both feet, and immediately dropping to one knee and saying, you have my sword. For a reasonable price.
Where did you come from? I mean, oh no. What, oh.
Oh, how wonderful to have volunteers. And at this moment, Endling, Mac tumbles off your shoulder across the floor and lands directly in front of the patron, who looks down at her. Now, who do we have here? And Mac has just instantly started, she's opened her mouth to start the babble that you are very familiar with from this small child. But instead she just has, her eyes are so wide. And the patron looks down at her and says, ah, you have those moon bright eyes I like so much, little one. Who do you think should go on this journey?
Endling has just been shedding children and heading over there to get her back.
And Mac, finally finding her voice, stands up very straight and says, I think Endling should go.
Oh.
And then she looks very proud of herself and demurely returns to your side.
Just pick her up and put her back on my shoulder, going, you're in such trouble. I mean, you go run off like that. You know how it scared me. And kind of looks at the patron and just kind of goes... Bowing does not come naturally to her, so it's kind of just like the front half of her kind of wiggles a bit because she's got children on it. She's kind of like... And she takes a step back. What did you say that for?
She looks very proud of herself.
At least this was not you. I would not like to have to go after you. You're useless like this.
And the patron says, well, I look forward to meeting the party. And they disappear again in a cloud of glittery light. And the all-suffering Lyra Moonbright, who is Mac's mother and is very just... All right, Endling? Karsten, you volunteered.
If it makes a difference for Mormagil at all, Karsten is Constitution 7, so he's very willowy and sick often. He's not a robust sort of when you're thinking about going on mission, he has allergies, and when you think about going on missions, like he may not be the first person you would think of, in dangerous situations. What with this Con 7, just that's all. He gets tired. He's very wayfish.
Yeah, Mormagil hasn't left his bowed stance, kneeling stance, since the patron appeared and disappeared. Mormagil serves at the pleasure of the Moonbright clan. He is part of the clan, serves at the pleasure of the leader. He's also so old as an elf that he's one of those people who doesn't react to things very quickly. He takes things and allows those things to sort of like gestate inside of him before choosing a course of action. So he would probably be very happy to keep kneeling here for hours if needs be. However, as the patron leaves, he does rise and sort of catching the eyes perhaps of Lyra Moonbright, the leader of this clan, sort of notes that she's sort of giving him a sort of a piercing glare. And he just gives a nod as he moves forward towards our good friend Karsten and goes to put a hand on his shoulder, if that's all right, and places a hand on his shoulder and says, well, it seems we'll be sallying forth together. Finally, you're old enough now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you've learned.
I have learned so many things, Mormagil. I just read a new book recently about ballads from the Eastern Coast that are also sea shanties, and some of them are quite saucy, but I've learned all of them, and I think I can play most of them, but I also have heard there's another... Yes.
Thank you, Karsten.
Endling's eyes are just going from Karsten to Lyra to Karsten to Lyra, like... Like when a babysitter gets lumped with a teenager and they're like, why is this here? Like...
And I feel like you know how 19 is actually technically still a teenager, but 19 would never claim that they're teenagers. It's that's the moment.
And our new friend,
Lyra. I am available for the going rate, small amount of gold plus 5 for every kill.
she just... Well, my study, all of you.
I take Mac off my shoulder and say, go play with other children. Do not hurt them. Do not talk. Just go.
I approach Tabaxi, bow. Eustace, the Shadow Cat. Wonderful to see you again.
Mormagil.
Yeah, Yes, yes.
It's a pleasure.
The moon was always covered when you arrived, but now it shines brightly.
As long as it is not too illuminating. The shadows are friends to adventurers.
I have no doubt you'll be able to find all the shadows you're looking for.
Carson just is right behind this conversation, is writing it down because the shadows are friends to adventurers sounds amazing. That seems like a really good quote that should be written down. And just like,
Arstan, we have talked about the note taking without asking people if you can write the words. Ask, then write.
yes, ma'am.
Ugh, and no, ma'am, Endling. What is ma'am? I have name.
Yes, Endling. Yes. Mr. Eustace,
Yes?
may I take down that note that I just wrote down for maybe a story or a
You wish-
ballad?
To record me for the histories.
Yes.
Yes, you may do this. If you could put my rates on the bottom and make posters.
Okay. Yes.
And you have my permission to chronicle everything I say, as you wish.
You know, write down my words. We have words about this before. It looks stupid when you write it.
I've been working on my penmanship.
No, I mean, my word looks stupid when written next to a fancy word.
Oh, your words are the best. They'd make a really good dance song.
No word writing for me, please, Karsten.
Okay.
Thank you.
Trudges
So-
along.
You enter the leader's study, where you have perhaps been before, Mormiguel or Karsten. Maybe not for very important things, but running notes. You've been here before. You know where it is. You've got the
Books.
lay of the land. Endling is here all the time, telling various stories of the children of the clan. And Lyra sits down behind the very large desk and says, "So, it seems the four of you are going to be our adventuring party to find this item that the patron is so excited about."
That was excited. Oh my.
Is it an epic item of legends?
And as Lyra opens her mouth to reply to you, there is a burst of, again, light and glitter, and the patron is sitting cross-legged on the desk. "My dear, there is nothing more epic than this item. Are you prepared?"
Yes.
No.
I too will need a moment to gather my arms and equipment if we are to leave immediately.
Epic item. Is it a sword? Is it a lute? Is it the tears of someone who lost their love in maybe a river, or it's a locket of brown hair that is also maybe emerald, but or
Is it useful?
It's not just used to staring at Karsten right now, right?
No, everyone's staring at him through that.
As is the patron.
Mormiguel is more staring at Endling, sort of sharing this sort of
And Link kind of leads over like, hair can be emerald? I thought emerald hard. Hair is soft, or is this like different hair? Spiky hair? I don't know.
Very good idea. What was your name again?
Karsten the Learned. 100 years old. That is my adult name, and also of the Moonbright clan. And it is so amazing to meet you. There's so many stories, so many ballads. I've read every ballad about you. They're often quite vague, but they all speak about your, honor. This.
Less is
Do go
more.
on, darling. No. Wonderful ideas. However, this is a ring.
Oh.
It is a ring that I have had my eye on for some time. But it is kept somewhere where I cannot reach. And so I will send you to retrieve it for me. It is in an underground grotto.
Is there a dragon?
No.
The cast like, what?
Austin, you remember the talk we had about dragon, how big, fire, flame, death, not good. Dragon, not good.
Not something to be excited about.
No.
I mean, really good
Very
stories.
pretty when dead, but not very useful.
The closest Karsten has been to a dragon is the family of, cat-sized fairy dragons that the Moonbrights have kept for generations. They are all extremely domesticated and very fond of Karsten, mostly because he tends to give them milk.
It's true.
So
I'm also mildly allergic to them, but I love them.
Oh my goodness.
I will send you to this underground grotto with the help of one of my sprites. They will take you to the entrance and return when you have procured this magnificent item for me. Yes, large, fuzzy one.
Is accurate. We go now, like right now, or like maybe wait a little while and then go, like preparedness time. We go now.
Preparations can be made, but I've been waiting quite a long time and would rather just get this over with. I mean,
Okay. And
get
she
my
kind of
ring.
she reaches into one of the many slings and just pulls out what looks like probably like a year and a half old who's fallen asleep and just hands him to Lyra. Like, I think they're all of them.
Lyra is looking down at this small child and she's like,
He had big lunch, very sleepy.
Honored patron, you say this treasure is underground. Is there anything else you can tell us about what we may face underground? If it is a place you cannot go, there must be something there to give us pause.
Nothing that I am aware of, besides that I am not the only one who wants this ring.
Is there a villain? It's a race. And we raced against the wind to... Bringing out the little ukulele. To fight? No. We raced against the wind for our patron's delight. Oh, that does rhyme with fight, though. Oh.
The patron kind of looks back at Lyra and, I like this one. Good choice.
Bows again.
Very well. Perhaps you can tell us what the ring might look like?
Ah, yes. It is a beautiful ring, one of mithril and black sapphire. I am certain that you will know it when you see it.
We shall, no doubt, return with this treasure for you, honored patron, as Morbigo bows low.
I will be waiting. And another flash of light and glitter.
How covered in glitter are I and Eustace? Because fur and glitter, like, it sticks. Every time they leave, do we just get like another layer on one side?
There is an awful lot of glitter. But it's fey glitter, and fey glitter, much like fey gold, fades.
It's good. We'll not need to take bath.
There is glitter pretty much everywhere over Castle Brynmore at this point. The patron has just, for the past several days, been popping in and out of the study in glitter. So the study is fully coated in glitter.
Milady, we will do such a good job with this quest. This is my first quest. This is going to be amazing. I thank you for trusting me. Sorry. I'm so excited. I will chronicle everything, all of the great deeds that Mormagil does. And yeah. Oh.
Yes, dear.
I will try keep him alive.
I do appreciate this, my friends. So the sprites will attend you after you've prepared, and you will be on your way. I'm sure you will be greatly rewarded when you return, both by the clan and by the patron. And Karsten, make sure you say goodbye to the twins before you leave. You know how Mal and Cal get now that you're an adult. You have to.
All right. I will. But they always follow me around.
That is only because they believe you to be a hero. And you are one, Karsten. This is a great honor to be chosen to go on the patron's quest. It's only happened twice in your life.
And Link kind of leans into Lyra and goes, also because they wind him up and he watch go.
Anyone paying particular attention might hear Eustace mumble to themselves. Should have asked for more money.
All right, so
And Karsten bows, still holding the little ukulele, and just so excited. And then like stumbles a little bit, like sort of getting back up, and it's like, oh, I'm like, is about ready to sneeze, but then doesn't. It's the glitter. The glitter kind of gets in your nostrils a little bit, makes you want to sneeze a little bit, but doesn't.
Look at the light.
Oh.
No, do not go into light. Very bad advice. Always bad advice.
No, when you need to sneeze, you look into the light.
Just sneeze. What?
Look into
Sneeze
the
is
light.
good for
Don't
you.
go into the light.
Yes.
Right. But what if the light is a portal to the Fey realm?
Don't go into that light.
Bad light.
all right.
Okay.
Stay in shadows, look at light.
Writes that down as like brilliant wisdom from an adventurer who's very exciting. It's like Eustace is clearly this super exciting adventurer who's probably traveled all over the world. I mean, who knows? So mysterious. Writes it all down.
Does he write so mysterious?
Yes, he does.
Just like, oh.
And then he realizes that it's really hard to rhyme mysterious with anything, and then has to circle it to come back to it.
All right. So, is there anything specific you would all like to do before you head out into your mission?
Just double check. No more children. No. Okay. I'm good to go.
Mormagil returns to his quarters and collects his gear, donning it, and then meeting everyone outside.
Lyra, just to be clear, are we in a verbal contract here? Did you accept my rate? You just said follow me. I don't think that's I don't think I can use that.
Yes, Eustace. I didn't realize it was you when I first saw you. Same as before.
But apparently the patron only appears every. How often did Mormagil say? Very, very long time. So maybe we have a retainer.
Sure.
And I'll write a number down that seems reasonable. I don't know, 60 gold, 70 gold. Pass it across.
She just takes the paper and she still has this other child like sleeping like in her hands and just nods. Yes, that's fine, Eustace. We'll that's fine. Will you stay for the gathering?
Sure. Yes, I will stay for the gathering. Do I need to do anything?
Just don't hurt Karsten.
I would never hurt Karsten without being paid first.
Well,
No, are we done? Was that a well as in we're done?
yes, we're done.
Like Eustace would make a point to go close to Karsten and be like, Karsten, this Mal and Cal, you say they are annoying?
Yeah, they always follow me around all the time. And that was fine when I was like 90, but I'm 100 now. And I think it's really different. Like, I have to have my own space.
Hang on a
Also, I
minute.
like to read books and they're loud.
Are they younglings?
Yes.
Oh, shame. I just put a line through my little notepad. I have ethics, you know.
Carson didn't get it, like had no idea what the subtext of that conversation was at all. I was like,
And like was just watching that whole exchange like, you even try it, I will take your tail off.
Eustace also side-eyeing Endling. I have ethics. Not scared. Not scared. Ethics.
well, before our great quest, we should see Mal and Cal, but be prepared. So much glitter. And moves out.
All right. So you say goodbye to Val and Cal, who are in fact children, approximately 13 or so years old, who think Karsten is both very, very admirable and also very, very silly. So they have quite a they both tease him and revere him. So they are very excited to hear that you're going on the mission, and but are also, there's a lot of food and they are late for dinner.
Oh. Karsten looks left and looks right and just positions himself just so that Endling can't see exactly what he's doing, you know? I'm sure Endling knows exactly what he's doing because Endling is, you know, and just like reaches into his bag and pulls out 2 cookies full of sugar and hands them to Mal and Cal.
And Ling absolutely knows this is happening. It's kind of like, it's fine. I give them cookie all the time. I don't know why people think I do not.
But you know, you're maybe not supposed to, so we just like...
They both hug you and run off.
Bye. Live your dreams. Oh! Eustace,
Yes.
Live your dreams. That's my motivational advice.
It looks haunted for a second. I would not like that. Immediately starts nervously cleaning.
You have bad dreams, kitty? What? Mice too fast? It's funny, you laugh.
Ah.
Thank you.
Mice can be very fast.
I'm actually gonna minor illusion some of the shadowy magic things that might haunt Eustace's dreams. Like, I don't know, like just dark figures lurking and stuff, and just look at them for a second.
And then I go to reach for my weapon, but I don't actually have it with me because you don't really wear it when you're just running around the house, and so I don't have it. But I just step behind Endling, just in a very brave way. I just step behind Endling, and
Endling just kind of watches, like, what is this? This dream? Bad dream. Fair.
I bet that'd be a really great story, though.
Many things very great story. You'll be good writer. You do well.
Thank you, Endling. I should get my sword. And he just runs off, like, and you can see him run down the hallway, then stop and be a little bit out of breath, and then continue running down the hallway.
Do not forget Scabbard this time.
Yes.
He's no good.
And he comes and joins you with his gear, which does include his little rapier this time, and also the scabbard, because he would have forgotten it.
As you all reconvene with all of your things, you see a very tiny fey creature with wings and also just kind of silvery war paint across their face and chest, kind of floating in the air and kind of impatiently tapping their foot.
In midair.
In midair.
That more effective if you touch ground, trust me. But then again, bigger feet. I don't.
Are you all ready?
Mormagil returns to the group looking very different, replacing the robes and flowing sort of clothing. He now wears silvery chainmail. He wields a crescent moon-shaped shield that seems to have a very extra curved scimitar sheathed within the shield itself. There's also a longbow of ivory wood that's recurved, gnomish make, on his back. And a small rectangular, what looks to be pop-out painting set that is on his hip. And he simply nods. Lead on.
You keep sharp thing away from Karsten, yes?
Yes, Endling. I will do your job for you.
Yes, you do that, little man.
Carson's in the corner not noticing, but paying attention to Eustace. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead into Karsten then and be like, I am glad we are traveling with this party. There will be lots of shade to hide in.
Oh, and you said stay in the shade and look at the light. Got it. Missing again all the subtext.
Well, let's get going then. It's not every day a sprite has to babysit.
I'm not a baby.
No, he very old now, apparently.
I'm 100 years old now. I have my adult name and everything.
Hey, you're older than me. Good job. She pats him on the head again.
Which is both comforting, and he doesn't realize he should be upset about it yet, because he's like, oh, Endling gave me a affirmation. So it's like very exciting. Then he's like, no, wait, I don't care, because I'm an adult.
And as well, her hand is like the size of a shovel, so it's kind of like thunk, thunk.
He's not tall.
So, go ahead.
I just think Eustace is avoiding the whole age conversation because, like, 99? Oh, He definitely looks about 30.
Looks about 30.
All right. So the sprite leads you out in front of Castle Brynmore and out in towards the forests that are around. There's a mist that hangs in the air around the forests, and it seems like it should be difficult to find your way, but the sprite seems to know exactly where they are going. And Karsten, you've been in these woods before. You know it depends when you enter the forest, where you come out, and whether you find where you are trying to find. Mormagil, you're a little more adept at getting through this forest, but even you are not sure where you're headed. The sprite leads you deeper and deeper into the forest, and suddenly you're in a clearing. And in that clearing, there is a single tree with gleaming white bark, almost shimmering. And at its base, there's a ring of mushrooms.
I have read about this. Rings of mushrooms, portals to the Feywild maybe, and don't eat food while you're there.
Wait, don't eat food while you're there?
No, because if you eat food when you're in the Feywild, you never come back out. There's a thing, I'm not quite certain how it works, but that's the thing. So don't eat food, but also magical portal to the Feywild.
Also, mushroom make good soup. Very filling.
Or could kill you. There are different types of mushrooms. Certain kind of species are actually
That toadstool. Mushroom fine. These mushroom fine.
Oh. Okay.
Difficult to
Please
tell a
do
difference
not eat
sometimes.
the mushrooms.
Fair.
We need the whole circle. If we eat some, there won't be mushroom left.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a joke. That was really good. I liked it. Can I write that down?
Tabaxi humor, I still, after all these years, I don't grasp the intricacies.
It's important to have sense of humor, if only sense.
The sprite just kind of looks between Eustace and the others, and he says, "Well, that's my cue to leave.
Okay.
Have a good time."
Wait,
And Carson
wait,
just
don't-
walks through.
Guide, this will take us underground.
Oh,
Carson just walks through.
I just follow him. No, you stay behind me and just follow him.
And as he's walking through, he goes, adventure. And then just
Goes, get back here.
So, Karsten, at first, when you enter the circle of mushrooms, nothing happens. You're just standing there
adventure.
in the middle of the circle of mushrooms. But as you look around, the trees that were forming the clearing don't much look like trees anymore. They look like the walls of a cave.
I turn back to my party. I don't know if they're there yet, but I'm like, ooh, to see if they're behind me.
They are half visible, almost like shades.
This is amazing. Endling.
Do the rest of you enter the mushrooms?
I stepped in right after he did, like, get back here. Stupid boy.
Look.
I like to think that when she enters the circle, it's like the anime moment of just a silhouette and you just see her eyes like, that was not smart. You wait for people. People who can
And-
step in front of you.
To the rest of the group, to Eustace and to Mormigil, it kind of does look like that because Karsten and Endling have disappeared the moment they stepped through into the circle. They're not there anymore.
As the sprite makes its way off, I sort of trail it with my final question unanswered. But simply giving a shrug, I turn then to Eustace and bow, waving my hand. After you, Shadow Cat.
Of course, be prepared for anything. And Eustace isn't just going to walk through. He's going to dive through, action roll, spring up into ready position, dagger out. Is it clear?
What is that? You don't know how to walk?
Oh, and Carson is like trying to sketch real fast that amazing action pose just in the notes because this is amazing. If there's someone to ambush them, Carson will not notice because right now there's an exciting action tabaxi, and that is too good.
Could I do a quick
Yes.
perception check for possible threats to the party?
Go for it.
Like stepping through a shimmering curtain, Mormigil's leg sort of comes through as then the rest of him does. And he's simply standing there, no weapons drawn, impassively looking around.
Yeah, Endling kind of looks from Mormigil to Eustace, kind of like, you see how normal people do this? See with the walk?
As you kind of resolve yourselves into this area, which looks at first glance very much like the clearing you were just in, but you notice that the walls are stone. And as you turn around, rather than the forest behind you, there is a stretch of a stone hallway. But the ground is still grass. There's still grass and ivy and flowers and plants growing on these stone walls. Little glowing flowers within the grass. And Eustace, you don't see anything that makes you worried, but you hear some strange echoes. They kind of sound like dogs.
Friendly dogs like puppies?
Well, what is the noise exactly? Is it like a barking or a scrabbling or a...
It's like a barking, like an echo of a bark from far away.
Is it an echo of like a yip? Or an echo of a woof?
Is it a yap or a boof?
Yeah, yapper boof.
It's a boof.
It's a woof. Shh. Hounds. Somewhere ahead. Do you hear that? The echo. They boof.
You always think they're hounds. They're not chasing you.
We have no trees for you to climb up. Oh, what shame.
And Carson's like tuning the ukulele. Just like try to tune as quietly as possible.
Just reach out and put like my massive paw just on the on the ukulele. It's the size of it. Just like no, not now. Just not now.
Perhaps
Very
Karsten
well.
should stand at the back.
Yes, my question exactly. Who wishes to lead this search?
Are we searching for Doggy now?
We're searching for a
The
ring.
Oh,
I am well suited to scouting if you would like a scout.
I can be quiet, but I prefer he go. I am, needed home.
Eustace, if you're
Yes?
going to scout, come here for one moment before you go out there.
I do.
Eustace, I believe in you, and I know that you can scout better than anyone. You're one of the most amazing sorts of adventures I've ever seen. And people come through this place all the time. And I'm so excited to be on this adventure with you. And I hope that you're inspired to just, I don't know, scout like the Dickens. Take a bardic inspiration if you don't mind.
Thank you, Carson. I do actually feel a little inspired.
You can do it.
He has that effect.
I believe in you.
And I'd like to sneak towards the boofing.
Okay.
I will follow about 15 feet behind our good friend.
All right, make a stealth roll for me, Eustace. I mean,
I won't use the bardic inspiration on that one. We'll bank that one for later.
You've got 10 minutes. You've got bardic inspiration. Just keep it for 10.
Mormagil, even you can barely see Eustace. He is quietly scouting ahead, and several feet into this stone passage, it becomes more like an arch of tree branches. And there's kind of a gray, shimmering light beyond the branches. And you can hear the barking is not, you can't hear it anymore because it's obscured by the sound of a waterfall.
I can't see the waterfall yet.
No, but you can see, you think maybe that gray sparkling light might be some mist from a waterfall ending.
Okay.
So as you continue on, there is a pool of what at first glance looks like water, but very bright, glowing water, like iridescent almost. And there is in fact a waterfall, but rather than crash into this pond, it just sort of dissipates before it even reaches it and fills the room with this gray, misty, iridescent type of shimmer. But with that perception roll from earlier, you hear a little bit, not a bark, but a scrabble, like rocks falling.
So as I'm like pressing ahead, I know Mormago is only like 15 feet behind, but to communicate silently, I'm going to be I'm picking bits off my fleece and minor illusioning what I see. So waterfall that disappears, rocks falling. I'm just leaving these little minor illusions behind me as I go. They last for a minute, so when I make a new one, the other one disappears, but that should be okay.
Or McGill, do you want to do anything with that information?
I warn my friends behind me, we might get wet.
Oh, fur is heavy in water. Okay.
I know. Sorry, Endling.
Is fine. Was do bath anyway. Is okay.
You always smell fresh and clean to me.
Thank you. Why are you smelling me?
I simply say your aroma is very
No
noticeable.
be smelling me. Thank you very much.
I will attempt to stop smelling you.
Good.
Carson's looking at this conversation between both of them. And just as there's still a little glitter on both of you.
It will go. Especially if we get in water.
I think the water glows.
Oh no, why always with this shiny? I'm not sparkle person. So we follow Kitty?
Yes, let's continue on.
After you.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you all Are you continuing to go ahead, Eustace, into this room?
Yeah, I'll head towards the rock scrabble.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
I most certainly shall. I might use up one of my automatic successes, actually. It seems like a good time. Let's get some information here.
Right. So, looking ahead through the mist, you're able to see a figure. Several figures, actually. There looks to be one taller figure standing upright, and 4 smaller figures, tails wagging. They are right in your path to continue on.
Can I, does it look like a guard?
Yes, they look like they're here waiting for something.
Presence, probably.
I'll backtrack and communicate this by word of mouth. Here's a guard ahead. He has
Wonderful.
four of the boofers.
Ooh, we could just talk to them and say
I-
hello.
I agree.
Okay? You talk
know,
to them,
but-
I sneak behind them, and if anything goes wrong,
Good
What
plan.
does that sound mean?
It means death.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Or at the very least, a very bad headache.
Okay. So you're going to try and sneak around them or just up near them?
yes. You say we're in a tunnel?
It was a tunnel. It's now opened up a little bit more into this waterfall room.
Uh-huh.
And the waterfall seems to just be falling from the ceiling. There's no hole in the ceiling. There's a solid ceiling, and there's just a waterfall in the middle of the room, and kind of evaporating before it hits this pool in the middle of the room. There is another tunnel on the other side, and this party is standing there in that the opening of that tunnel.
In that case, I'll say, okay, just give me a couple of minutes to get into position. I'm a little slower when I have to sneak. And I would like to sneak, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to use my claws, which give me a climbing speed, to climb the wall and try and sneak around them by using the ceiling.
Sure.
I was
Okay.
gonna say before Eustace actually goes, Endling is gonna reach out and just tug on his tail and go, "Hey, for luck," and cast guidance. You'll be good now. You do good.
Well, notice that
It's like-
Eustace is a little bit floofed.
Like the Ghibli floof.
No, like uneasy cat floof.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna tugs on his tail and goes, "Hey, luck, you do better at this now." Hey. And there's a little bit of green sparks from her paw. Static.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, you shed a lot.
And yeah, I'd like to go and try and sneak around.
Okay.
Mormigil begins counting quietly. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000.
And Ling leans in and goes, "That's not how you count it. 1, 2. The children, they teach me. I know this."
Yes, I'm doing advanced counting.
Ah,
Perhaps not
yeah.
something for the children.
No. You go ahead. Yes.
Thank
Advanced.
you.
Would you like me to roll a stealth check?
I would indeed.
Okay, well, we're gonna add the bardic inspiration to that. Is that a
And
D6?
you get a D4 if you want from guidance.
Let's
Yes.
see how much the bardic inspiration goes. Okay, yep, we'll add the D4 as well.
Yep.
All
Okay.
told, we get to 16.
Okay.
We believe in you.
Thank you.
Sure.
So, as you get into position, kind of up on the wall, just as the party starts to move forward, because Karsten, it sounds like you're going to try and talk to them.
We're both gonna, Mormigilla, we're gonna talk to them and say hi.
Correct.
Okay, great. So as they move forward and make themselves known, you slip a little. And some rocks kind of fall as you go.
I cough to cover the sound. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying it's going to be effective, but it's that they like, right?
I flatten myself against the ceiling.
Because I feel like in like a lot of times you just cough and people think that you're the one making the rocks falling sound through the coughing. Then other.
And Ling just has like 1,000-yard stare over the heads of everyone because she's just stood behind them and she's just staring into the distance like, don't look at stupid Kitty, don't look at stupid Kitty.
And
Mormigil made his way forward by stepping through the shimmering curtain of water, so similar to how he stepped through the toadstool ring.
So dramatic.
He drenched. His armor and gear is now sort of wet and shimmering as he steps forward and just looks right at these people. Levelly.
The mist is indeed coming off your armor. It looks very cool as you step through this waterfall. And though you can hear a low, suspicious growl, the figure that you saw before standing turns and says in Sylvan, "Who goes there?" And
I reply in Sylvan as I say, "I am Mormigil of the Moonbright clan. Who are you?"
And at that, we are gonna take our break.
What?
Cliffhanger!
So good.
Goodness.
So we're just gonna take a quick break, just a quick bio, and we'll be back shortly.
Yes, indeed. We're going to get up, we're going to take a bio, we're going to stretch, we're going to make sure we've got plenty of fluids, and you should do the same, especially if you've been with us for more than a few hours. Also, whilst we're gone, we're going to be playing you a video from our sponsors, Hero Forge, which is promoting their Kickstarter, which shows off some of their features. So enjoy checking that out as well. I haven't quite bought myself enough time to finish this scene off over here yet, but now I have. So we'll see you in 5 minutes. Bye. Oh, hi everyone. I hope you had a fantastic break. We're ready to continue this adventure as I cling to a rock and Mormagil tries to find out who this mysterious person is.
Let's go.
Yes, onward.
All right. So Mormagil says, I'm Mormagil of the clan Moonbright. Who are you? And this figure turns towards you and says, "Meh. Who?" And as you look at them a little more closely, you realize that this is a satyr. And they say, Moonbright. You said, Moonbright?
Yes, indeed. Does it seem
Oh,
like
dear.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Does it seem like my companions are understanding what the language we're speaking, Sylvan?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I think everybody but Eustace.
And we're
can understand
aggressively
Sylvan.
not looking at him, so it's...
Yeah, we are ignoring Eustace.
And I have no idea what's going on. If things sound aggressive, maybe I'll get involved.
Okay. Oh dear. You said, Moonbright clan.
Is
Is that
something
a
wrong with your
problem?
ears? In Sylvan?
Oh dear. What are you doing here?
We were sent here. What are you doing here? And what is your name?
I'm, well, you probably can't say it. I'm Rin. You can call me Rin.
A
But,
pleasure to meet you, Rin.
yeah, why were you sent here?
But hi. It's nice to meet you.
Hello.
This is
Hi.
my companion.
Karsten Moonbright.
I'll allow him to introduce himself.
It's nice to meet you.
Okay,
Oh,
Karsten
dear.
is waving. Probably don't need to attack yet.
So it's nice to meet you. How are you all doing? Is this your home? Can you tell us something about it? It's really nice to meet you. I have never met a satyr before, but I have read about them very much. So this is wonderful. I'm an elf. I assume you've met elves before?
Yeah. So things, and this satyr is just getting more and more nervous, and the 4 blink dogs around him are growling heavily.
Oh, hey, I'm just gonna play a song just to calm the situation down as kind of just step right a little bit back behind Mormagil, and I'm gonna play on my ukulele, Orinoco Flow. Let me sail to the, but not for, for copyright purposes. There's a beautiful river. Can we sail? Can we sail? And I'm just gonna sail away, sail away, sail away. No, I'm not casting any spells. I'm just wanting to make the scene just a little more relaxed.
You seem perturbed, Rin. What is the matter?
Please tell me that you're not here to get something.
I unfortunately cannot tell you that.
Oh crap.
But you have not said why you are here. Perhaps
Yeah,
you can
I'm guarding this tunnel.
Why?
Oh. Well, we have permission to go through, so I think it's okay. It's
I
okay.
look at Karsten, very surprised.
Yeah, but the problem is that I'm not sure that the person who wants me guarding this tunnel and the person who wants you going through would very much agree.
Oh. Right.
Well, we do need to move down this tunnel to find the ring. Or if you are guarding the ring, we're at an impasse.
Well,
and have
but
to break it somehow.
they could just let us through. We're very nice people.
Some sort of disagreement?
I'm
I'm
just gonna
s-
like super quietly like just mutter to myself in Druidic and cast Speak with Animals on myself. Just and while they're talking, just kind of like sidle around near to one of the blink dogs and be like, "Hey, what you doing here? Underground not good for doggy."
We are guarding.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
you guard. You very good guard. I see. I see. Good doggy. Yes, very good. What you
Oh.
guard? Very well.
Ring. Oh.
Oh. And you like down here? I mean, no sun, nothing to chase, or thing to chase. You get lots of thing to chase.
Not much chasing, but
Oh,
we like the master, and the master says guard.
oh, this master, he very fuzzy. Not fuzzy like me, but so fuzzy.
He not the master.
No, he no smell like master. He smell like food. You know, fluffy food in field go, nah.
That was so subtle.
Just having a conversation. That's all. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
You are right. You fuzzy thing are right.
Oh, thank you. I'm not very smart, but I know food when I smell food. He very big too. Not big like me, but you know, less teeth. And she kind of just smiles a bit, and you see like the bugbear fangs, just like, oh no, me no eat you. Me no like doggy. Doggy too fast. I know run fast.
But we have to guard.
Oh yes, you
Master
good
says
guard.
so.
Oh yes, you good guard. Master good. He feed you good?
Yes.
Oh, he feed you round thing, running field, go, nah.
Sometimes.
I like round thing, go, nah. It tastes good. Especially when running. Running thing always tastes better.
The dogs are kind of conferring with each other, like looking over their shoulders. But the one of them starts I smell something.
Try to hide my smell.
And Ling has a sniff and then sniffs her fur and literally like holds her paw out in front of the dog's nose, so now all it can smell is ripe bugbear. She does not bathe often. Like, is this smell? I know, I very smell. They tell me lots, I always smell. But people, you know, smell you coming when you smell is good.
No.
Ooh.
I smell cat! And they start barking very loudly.
I look at Endling. What'd you say to them?
We talk about lunch.
Carson will say to our satyr, so look, we have some news, and I thought I should tell you about it. It seems very important that you might want to know specifically. I was told, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you this, but I will because I feel like we have a good relationship with each other. I was told that there is some other group, villains, who are planning to sort of infiltrate this space, and that we're in a little bit of a time crunch because there are villains about, and well, my job is to sort of write the story, and I can write you really well into the story, and I'm sure you don't want villains to come about. We're the good guys here. We can come in and we can do this amazing story, and it's my first time being on an adventure, and I you can help me out, can't you? You can just let us through, but you still would be guarding because there are villains coming. And I would like to roll persuade.
Go for it.
11. Super good.
Very good. Yeah. So, kind of as you say that is when the blink dogs
Start
start
growling.
barking. And the satyr looks back and forth, looks at you with like scared eyes, and says, "You can't go through. You can't go through."
I look so sad and wounded and hurt. Like, I've got the biggest puppy dog eyes. I look really sad about this.
The satyr doesn't look much happier. But kind of starts pawing the ground with his hooves. Says, "You can't go through." And I need you guys to roll initiative.
What?
Ooh. I will use one of my advantages on this initiative.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's a 18 is nice. Sad and sickly. Blue Box Pirates notes that I'm sad and sickly. I you know, people if there's an advantage called pitiable, I would have it.
I was really hoping that would work. Just like, go on, eat the sheep.
That's
Eat.
such a good idea.
That was very good. All right. Okay. So, as he starts pawing the ground, one of the blink dogs lunges. And they lunge towards Endling, who is standing the closest to them, unfortunately. So they are going.
Betrayed, you little shit.
Does a 16 hit?
Oh yeah, so much.
So much.
I would
Yeah.
like to take my I would like to say no, bad dog, and use my my what's it called?
Fighting words.
My cutting words to take a 1d6 off of that roll.
Is that a reaction?
It should be. I think it's a bonus. It's a. Hello, my cutting words. Where are you? As a reaction, when a creature that you can see within 60 feet. So I just want to, you know, I don't want, because Endling has like taken care of me my entire life.
Yeah, definitely.
I
So
would
how
like to
much do you take off?
Take
Not
off
your
4.
entire life. You are older than she is.
Well, you know. I would like to take 4 off of that roll.
Okay, Edling, you take 1 point of damage.
Hey, okay.
I just go, bad dog, no!
One of the other blink dogs is going to try to claw up the wall to where he's smelling the cat. So I'm going to have them roll at disadvantage. All right, I'm assuming a 2 does not hit you.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, no, that doesn't.
So, you are safe from that blink dog for now, and it is Mormagil's turn.
Do I get the sense that I might be able to calm these blink dogs, or are they like foaming at the mouth and like going nuts? Like what's the deal there?
They are agitated, but not. You may be able to calm them.
Sweet. Then I would love to use my animal handling skill. I I'm of the forest. I've been raised around animals since a young age. And I'll take out my fey treats that all animals love and throw them to these blink dogs, attempting to calm them. We're talking about them eating food, and that's what my friend Endling was talking with them about, apparently. Seems like they're hungry, so I'm going to try and calm them by throwing these treats to them. Or at least one of them.
Their noses.
Throwing my rations to them.
Okay. Their noses kind of perk up and snuffle, but they are on guard, and they don't go for it.
Great. Okay. Is that my turn, or can I do other actions?
You can do I would say that could be I'll give that to you as a bonus action. So you have an action and movement still if you'd like it.
Very well. As this is sort of escalating, I become very concerned. And I say, by the power of Moonbright, you shall not hurt my friends. And moonlight bathes Karsten the Learned as I cast Sanctuary upon him. He is protected from attacks unless a wisdom save of 11 is made.
Is it because he has 15 hit points? Is that why?
You know. The only caveat is that you cannot attack them.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And I will advance, sort of trying to draw their attention to myself, moving right up to Rin and looking him in the eye and saying, "You will have to move."
He looks very scared, but it is Eustace's turn now.
I am. I all this time, and I still couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So the blink dogs can see me, right? The jig's clearly up.
Mm-hmm. The jig is up.
Yeah. So there's no point trying to carry on hiding. Okay, great.
The cat's out of the bag.
Hey-o.
Oh, yes.
As a bonus action, I'm going to conjure my Shadow Blade.
Okay.
A large scimitar made of darkness appears in my hands. And I'm going to remain on top up here for now. Since Shadow, do you rule if a spell has a bonus action, I can use a cantrip as well?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Great. Then I'll firebolt one of the terrifying blink dogs.
Okay.
Oh, does a 22 hit?
Yeah, just a little.
3 fire damage.
Okay.
Lots of, you know, big gestures, but we need a little bit of damage.
All right. So it is the satyr's turn, and Rin is he is standing his ground. He looks really scared facing up against Mormagil. But as he kind of like backs up, he paws the ground with his hooves and comes in to try and knock you away with his horns. He's going to attempt to ram you.
Fitting. Ram.
Does a 14 hit?
No. Mormagil is like liquid silver as this ram's head just tries to butt him right in the chest. He simply just shifts aside, almost like a martial artist, as Rin sort of stumbles by him a bit. And he just sort of watches him go.
You need a red cloak.
but not a red shirt because that never works out well.
No.
All right. So he tries to ram you, but is unable to, and kind of overshoots his mark. So he has to kind of spend his the rest of his turn like trying to get himself back under control. So the turn passes to the next of the blink dogs, who one of whom is going to try and hit Endling again. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to take, he will take 4 points of damage.
Okay. Oh, you bite. You stupid doggy. I have children back home that bite harder than this, honestly.
Endling, like, Carson's very worried.
I am fine. He's little dog, little mouth. He's fine.
Another blink dog tries to hit Mormagil, but is not successful. Again with the liquid silver move. So even though this blink dog is able to kind of like blinks from where it is towards you and then reaches out to bite, you're too quick again. Too quick for them. And it is back to, oh, there's more blink dogs. Oh my goodness, too many blink dogs. All right, so we will 14 hits Endling, I believe.
Yep.
No, bad dog. I'm gonna cutting words that one so that she does not get hit.
Okay.
I hope. And I'll say, leave my friend alone, puppy. Stop that. We're friends. Stop that. And I'm gonna take did I roll that? I'm gonna take 6 off of that to hit roll.
So that would be an 8.
That does not hit.
All right, you're safe. And one of the blink dogs the last blink dog is also going to try and hit Mormagil, and does not do very well on that.
This one is definitely able to get its jaws around my calf, but my chainmail is just too thick for it. Chips a tooth.
Ouch.
I don't want Endling hurt. No.
He is very sweet, but strange. I'm much bigger than you. I take much more bruise. She's like 8 foot tall, so she's like looking down at him like, is fine.
And like Karsten's like 5'2". And it's like, no, don't hurt my friend.
All right, we are back to Mormagil.
Okay, so there are 5 blink dogs. Is that correct?
4 blink dogs.
And did Karsten take a turn?
No.
Whoops. Sorry. Go ahead.
And neither did I.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It's okay.
Really good at battle. All right. Go.
I think you go before I do, though, Endling.
No, Karsten goes before Endling.
Oh.
Yeah, my initiative is terrible.
Yeah. Karsten is going to try to. They're blocking the entrance into the alley, right?
Into the tunnel in front of you. Yes.
I would like to. I know there's a thing. What I want to do is try to aid. There is a move where you can do that for your action, where you can aid one of your fellows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you grant them advantage.
Mhm.
Yes. So I would like to aid for my turn. I would like to aid Endling, so that I'm going to give her advantage on her roll, and I'm going to go, Endling, you can do it. I know.
That is very sweet. You know not what I am about to do, but I appreciate sentiment.
Whatever it is, you can do it.
You good boy. Good man. Adult now.
And then I'm going to aid her and give her advantage on her turn.
Okay. All right, Endling, it's your turn then.
Endling is gonna kind of like look at the blink dogs. She's just slightly irritated by this, and is going to go, "This is how you talk to doggy." And she's going to wild shape as a bonus action into a direwolf.
Whoa!
Okay.
And she is going to, because Speak with Animals is still active, because I have it for 10 minutes, and wild shape doesn't interfere with spells, is going to attempt to intimidate and just tell the dogs to go away. I'm bigger than you, I eat your face.
Okay, roll intimidation with advantage.
Okay, let me just turn the advantage on. So we roll with advantage. Intimidation, there it is.
Ooh.
Hey!
You rolled twice. The first
Yep,
one was
yep.
9s, yeah.
The first one's not good.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's fine.
I tried to help.
You did very well.
Thank you.
Did you get to roll with advantage? So the second roll is when that
Yeah.
counts. Okay. So,
Yeah, good.
so the blink dogs don't look as fierce as they did a moment ago. They are definitely cowed by this large direwolf, but they aren't running yet. All right.
I'm just gonna growl threateningly. As I
I'm gonna be
take up most
supportive.
of this cabin, just like. "Rrrr."
I'm going to be supportive.
Supportive as she growls.
Yes.
All right.
And slightly behind her. Just
Just occasionally getting like a massive tail, just thump.
yes.
So now I believe we're back to Mormon
Yes.
Hill.
Great. Picking up on Endling's very intelligent strategy, Mormigil faces Rin again, deep in the eyes, and saying with authority, "You and your dogs are good creatures, but you have no chance of defeating us. The power of Clan Moonbright outshines most all. Leave and see no more hurt to us or you. And I will intimidate, and I will use one of my automatic successes."
Nice.
I should have done that.
Okay, so Rin looks at you, looks at the dogs, looks at the gigantic direwolf that is now in their midst, and just and takes off down the corridor back from where you guys came. Rin is gone.
I will take his place amongst the animals, sort of trying to draw their attention towards me. Saying, "Nice dogs, nice dogs."
And they continue to growl at you.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
I'll pass the turn.
All right, Eustace.
Eustace is gonna use his bonus action to throw the sword towards one of the blink dogs, but return it to its hand before it hits, so it's not not an attack.
Try and scare it.
We're not quite there yet. I want to roll an intimidation roll, but I'm building to that.
Okay.
I then want to drop from the ceiling, and as I drop, I want to turn into darkness as it blooms from me like a rose, sort of landing on the cave behind them all, and darkness just explodes from where my body was. I'm going to use my sorcery points to cast this, so I can see, no one else can, and the intimidation will just be, run, little puppies.
All right. Roll with advantage on that one.
Do it.
Full 8!
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
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 That was the best expletive I've ever
That
heard.
was so good. Was that advantage?
That was good.
Yeah.
Advantage. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I was
good.
like, my last bardic inspiration will not help with that one. I was like, nope.
Nope.
So
I kind of freak out a little bit because that's super scary to me.
yeah, and you are now in complete darkness. That, if I'm not mistaken, dark vision can't see.
Dark vision
True.
can't see through it unless you have Devil's Sight, Eyes of the Dark, or another magical darkness vision thing. Sorry, Mormigil.
And the rest of us.
So yeah, you're all plunged into darkness, and these blink.
That's
What?
all. That's Carson. He goes, oh, because he's plunged in darkness. It's a little
Yeah.
scary.
So the blink dogs are at disadvantage to hit us, and we're at disadvantage to hit them, since we can't see them and they can't see us.
Yep. But you hear them kind of start to whimper. They don't really like this darkness, and they're not keen on this. You hear the sound of one of them teleporting.
Bloop.
Just a small, like, whatever sound that might make of a dog popping in and out of existence. And then you hear another one whimper and what sounds like try to make an attack, but fail. So, and now it's Karsten's turn.
I can't see anything. Hey.
We're
everyone?
here.
Okay.
We're still here.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of be fully defensive just in case.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Excellent. And like,
Can I make a perception roll to see if I can pinpoint them with hearing or smell? Because I have advantage on those things. Just to try and figure out where the blink dogs are, if like where the teleported one moved to.
are you trying to make an attack, or are you just trying to figure out where
I'm
they
trying
are?
to just figure out where everything is because I can't see anything.
Okay. So make a perception check at advantage.
Okay. Right, no, wrong button. Go back. Wrong lever.
Why do you even have that lever?
I pressed the wrong thing. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Did that do the thing? Yes, that did the thing. There we go.
Nice.
All right.
Just a big sniffs,
Oh, nice.
just in the dark.
That
Great inhalations.
Yeah.
the dire wolf. No, you're the dire wolf.
I'm the dog.
The blink dog that teleported. It sounds like he teleported further down the tunnel that you're trying to head down.
Okay. In which case, I'm just going to bat my tail just so that Carson, like, I don't step on him, just so he knows I'm about to move. And I'm just gonna walk my full movement down the tunnel. I knew where it was before the darkness, so I'm just gonna start walking forward. I'm sorry, Miguel, I might step on you.
Okay. So How far does your darkness stretch, Eustace?
It's 15 feet radius, so a 30-foot sphere.
I have 50 feet of movement.
All right, so you stride through the darkness, and you are on the other side. You see the rest of the tunnel, and down towards the end of the tunnel, you see a blink dog running around a corner.
Like, it's in wolf, so it's not gonna make any sense to anything apart from maybe the other blink dog's just like, "Ugh, I am going to eat his face first and then eat the rest of him. Or maybe the tail first and then he know what coming. Big thing, always better. More teeth. Stupid puppy."
No one understands
I'm
it.
just gonna wait.
No one understands it, but everyone is terrified.
Yeah. Bad.
It's just a lot of growling and snarling.
Lots of growling and snarling.
Guttural.
So one of the other blink dogs, since we're back to the top of the round, one of them is going to try to see if it can find Mormagil in the dark. And let's see, it gets to roll an advantage on that. It is unsuccessful in doing so. So it takes another blind strike to try and hit someone. It does that at disadvantage, and they are unable to hit anything. You just kind of hear growling and scraping through the dark. Eustace, you can see just a blink dog like launch itself at the wall and kind of scrabble for a little bit. Like if it were a person, it'd be like, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
Thunk.
Yep. So the other one is the one that ran down the. Nope. It is now Mormagil's turn again.
Awesome. Do I know if blink dogs understand Sylvan?
You, I think, being that you have like animal handling in nature, yeah.
I have animal handling. Yes.
You know that blink dogs understand Sylvan, yes.
Got it. Cool. Then I will simply say in common, I'll say, let us leave them behind. And I will just move forward, simply similar to Endling, to try and get out of this darkness and further down the cave and towards our goal. So I'll double move.
Okay. Alrighty, Eustace.
Who's still in the darkness? Karsten, right?
Karsten and 3 out of 4 blink dogs.
So, yeah. Eustace would move down, seeing Mormagil and Endling run out of the darkness, would move with them. The darkness will move with him, and he casts it on his belt buckle. Seeing Karsten still in the darkness, knowing that Karsten coughs and sneezes a lot and is going to get mauled to death in seconds.
No, I'm fine.
He's going to approach the blink dog that ran into the wall, and just in Draconic, because he wants to feel part of the "no one understands me" action. Says "boo" and is going to strike with his shadow blade. Boo in Draconic sounds much more intimidating.
Yes, very scary.
Carson is scared.
Does a 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
I have advantage because my sword's in darkness. They're blind. I have so many advantages. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chuck my sneak attack into that.
Okay.
Because there are some rogue levels in there. You were right, chap. And I think I can only cast that at level 2. I think I'm. Yeah, we're only like level. Yeah.
We're 4. Yeah.
16 points of damage, psychic.
Oh, very nice.
Oh my. Well, the blink dog sort of like howls, and it is going to try to run away down the tunnel, but it can't see. It's not sure what's going on. It's hurt. It's scared. It runs the wrong way down the tunnel.
As it starts to run, may I take an opportunity attack as a reaction?
Ooh, you
Yes, you may.
brutal man.
Hey,
Cat.
5 gold per kill. These count.
Just want to point out all of this amazing heroics. I can't even see to write about it.
Oh.
And also, if I'm hearing this, you're going to get so bitten later.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
No more sneak attack. Another 12 points of psychic damage. Woo!
That dog is scared to death.
Ooh.
It just
Oh.
collapses, howling hideously.
I make a small mark somewhere about my person, perhaps on my jerkin. Just scratch a notch in my belt. 1.
Okay.
I'm going to eat your belt later.
So we have 1 blink dog down, 1 down the hall, one's around the. There's 1 remaining blink dog. And it has not used its teleport, so it is going to teleport down the hall that its fellow ran down, along with you all, trying to outpace you. It's not outpacing you, but it is hot on your heels. And that brings us back to Karsten's turn.
I suppose it's fine, right? It's done?
I didn't say much on my turn. Run, Karsten, run! I definitely would have said that at some point.
Okay.
In the
Karsten-
tunnel, not away, in!
Got it. Karsten will take his move action forward, which will take him outside of the darkness. And once he's outside of the darkness, he's like, right. And he takes out his ukulele, and he's gonna start singing a little ditty. It's like, I've been around the world and I can't find black sapphire. I don't know. So, and then I'm gonna cast locate object. Since I've not actually seen the ring itself, but you can cast locate object on items, including sort of like jewels and whatnot. And I know it's a black sapphire mithril, but I feel like black sapphire is rarer than mithril underground. So I'm going to be casting locate object on black sapphire. I don't know where it can be, black sapphire, but I'm going to find it. My little ukulele.
Yeah, the direwolf just starts going. He's trying to be supportive.
I appreciate the support.
You.
That is a range of like 1,000 feet, I think.
Yeah.
And it's concentration, so I'm gonna have it up and just seeing if I can sort of locate some black sapphire.
There
as
is
I'm moving.
1 ping. It is directly in front of you.
And I'm like,
Down, it's maybe 500 feet away.
so the thing about Karsten is that he, you have flaws and whatnot, and you put it on your character sheet. He gets easily distracted by information and things like that. So he's like, ooh, and he's finished his movement, but if you have ever seen him, which you can tell he's gonna keep moving. Like he's got a thing, and he's like, ooh, and like it's like he's like he lifts his foot to take a step, but now it's somebody else's turn. But like his intention is to move forward where those blink dogs are, probably.
Yes, so get past giant dire wolf butt in cavern first.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Sphinx, who has donated so that everyone, including the DM, gets 2 advantages.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yes.
All right. So, so this is not so much, Endling. This is not so much a fight anymore as a progression down this tunnel. The first blink dog is running towards something, and trying to get to it before it gets to you, or before you get to it.
And I just like, ooh, the ring's that way. 500 feet forward. I just point. So people know.
On my next turn, I will go double movement and go 100 feet and see if I can catch up to them.
Okay. So after, we'll just shortcut this chase. After several of the next turns, you all end up in a huge central chamber. It looks like a clearing in a forest. It looks like the most lovely meadow that you have been in. And it has a lovely, like, landscaped garden in the center, with a couple of those, bridges and pathways and flowers everywhere. And everything, of course, because this is, the Feywild, has a little bit of a glow to it. And the whole room is full of that smell of grass in the sunlight, and soft but very heady floral. And it's very peaceful in here, except that there are blink dogs running towards the center of this garden, where you can see a podium in the middle of the garden and kind of like a glass cloche. And next to it, with his hand kind of outstretched to pull the cloche off the podium, is an elf. This elf has bright golden hair, golden skin, freckles, and bright, piercing, golden colored eyes. And this is what you would recognize as an Eladrin, an elf that has been living in the Feywild for long enough that it has made some changes to its person. And this person hears the blink dogs barking and running toward them, and their head turns toward you all.
Watch out, they're blink dogs. Trying to be helpful.
I suppose they look towards Eustace and Karsten, they just see darkness, so Eustace is like shadowing Karsten, making sure that Karsten's running in the right direction, so...
Yellow direwolf.
Are we within 90 feet of them?
Yeah. That's who you are.
Do we recognize this Eladrin or any of their clothes? Do we have any idea where they're from or who they are or what people they hail from?
Do they have an accent? Are they from the north? Like, are they... is their clothing really nicely well made? Can we tell if it was like custom made? No, go on.
Did they have a name like on
the
the
little name tag?
Like their mom wrote it in before
Are they wearing glasses?
No, they are not adorkable. They are very, those people who are so like handsome or beautiful that they're like kind of scary looking.
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, that's this person. And they have a cape, because of course they do. And it has a sun motif on it. And
That's not the moon. That's no moon.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever your next roll is, you get advantage.
Oh, great. Do I know?
Um,
Would we know that the sun is like opposed to the Moonbright clan? Maybe are they rival?
You actually, Eustace, you've been enough times in this part of the world, and the rest of you are Moonbright clan members. So, yeah, you would know that there is, in fact, a member of the Sealy court that uses the sun as her motif, and she sometimes does not get along with the patron.
Fantastic. So if y'all don't mind, Eustace saw how the talking went last time, and he's not about that. So he's gonna flick his sword into the air, turn and kick it. No one can see this because he's in darkness. He does this for his own shits and giggles. He's gonna kick the sword and
Oh my god, he's such an edgelord.
So good.
cast catapult on it at level 2
Catapult!
towards the elf.
And what does that do?
They need to make a dexterity saving throw. And I think it's basically dexterity saving. If the object would strike a creature, that creature must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the object strikes the target and stops moving. And if it strikes, then anyway, it should if I pop it, it should
Okay, dexterity.
DC
saving.
13. With they save. They move out of the way.
Yeah.
Can I use my last bardic inspiration on that one? Is my question. Cutting
Sure,
words.
Sure.
It's for when they make an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll. I think that is not the case because that is a save. Sorry. Nope.
Okay. So, unfortunately, this Eldrin turns and doesn't so much purposefully not get hit by this. They kind of jump away a little bit, and just kind of startled that there's anyone here, and they happen out of the way. But what is important here is that they are now away from this glass cloche on this podium, and their hand is on their sword, and they are saying in Sylvan, "Who goes there?" And they're drawing their sword forth.
Morbigal speaks up and says, "Well met, fellow servant of the Sealy court. It is I, Morbigal, of the Moonbright clan. It seems we're here for the same thing."
Moonbrights, and he spits on the ground.
Hey.
Oh, so rude, so rude. Is that the manners they teach you?
Enough. What do you want? You're here for the ring, I assume.
The same thing you're here for, no doubt.
Then come and take it.
It could be easily accomplished. Are you giving it up to us?
And why should I?
I don't know. I was asking if you were.
In that case, no.
Then we have a problem, I think.
Carson will wave his hand, although you can't see him because he's in darkness, and he'll say, I have a reason why you should.
Is there a child here?
No, I'm an adult. I just turned 100.
More growling.
Ah, well. What is your reason then? Tell me.
This is my very first quest. I've never done one before, although I've read about them, and I would be very much appreciative if you would let me take this ring so that I can come back and you know, people sometimes, nobody thinks I can do it. They think that I'm not as like big and and he's trying to move his way out of the darkness so he can at least be seen. People think that like I'm
He's
not
just letting him do that.
And people think that because I'm not like a big strong warrior that they sort of dismiss me. They don't pay attention to things that I can do, but this is something I've always wanted to be able to do something like this, and to bring it back would be really important to me. And I would like to ask if it wouldn't be too much trouble if you let us do this.
Can
Oh, go ahead.
Can I simultaneously cast invisibility and drop darkness? So it looks like Karsten. I want to follow Karsten closely. So Karsten thinks he walks out of the darkness, but I make it look like he was casting it.
Okay.
So,
sure, go ahead.
And like there he is, like with his ukulele, trying to be persuasive, and say, "This is probably not a matter of life and death for you, but it really means a lot to me."
And the sword arm kind of drops. He says, "Let me ask you, child.
Yes?
Why do you serve the court?"
Okay, do you want to know? This is amazing. So, listen, the court has got all of the knowledge that there ever has been. Can you imagine the plays and the masks and the balls and the stories and the songs? Could you imagine all of the songs that have ever existed in all these places that no one has ever heard of? I think that one day, if I do well, I might be able to attend a ball and hear the kinds of sounds and songs that no one where I'm from has ever heard. I could maybe learn them. I can't even imagine the sort of the beauty in music and in art. And if I could bring some of that back, I know I could make where I'm from, and anybody really, just have a little bit more joy. I could make the world better. And I could keep these stories alive. And I mean, isn't that the thing that we're all here for? To make everything, to just make it better and to give people joy so that when they're tired and life is like, because maybe they have nightmares or maybe they have so many people to take care of, or they have worries of doing the right thing, that a song, some of the kinds of songs you could only have from the Saley court could make their lives better.
While he's saying all this, Direwolf just walks, like, pads behind him and down behind him. And she just puts her paws, like, at his feet and just puts her head down and kind of leans her massive wolf head just against his leg.
And Mormega will also flank Karsten and put his hand on Endling, the wolf, direwolf's sort of shoulder, looking at Karsten like a very proud older sibling or just a proud family member. Like the words that he's saying are doing great honor and great justice to everything the Moonbright clan stands for.
She's so proud.
Can I sneak behind this elf?
I knew it was coming. Stupid assassin.
Yes. Make a stealth roll for me, please. And Karsten, if you
I'm
could,
gonna
I'd
definitely
like
use
you...
one of my advantages. Sorry.
Oh, Karsten, I'd like you to make
Persuade?
Yes, please, with advantage.
Thank you. That's a 12, but I will use my last bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Add to my roll because I have one left.
Is there any way I can gift him one of my auto crits that I kept forgetting to use? Please?
Totally.
Sure, you can. You can.
I was touched. That was
Plus
beautiful.
another 5 is a 17, plus my aid.
I'm giving you an auto crit. That was fucking beautiful.
Scrat crit too. Well done.
I did.
Eustace, you are the shadows.
I am.
There aren't even really shadows in this room, but somehow you are
I did
in
cast
them.
invisibility, so.
Visibility.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. So
In fact, so I didn't even need to use advantage. I had advantage anyway. But yeah, I'm just invisible behind them. And since there seems to be some sort of talking going on, and they didn't immediately go into combat when I threw my sword at them, which I've conjured back to my hand, obviously. I'm just
Are
gonna
we
take.
speaking?
I'm
We
just gonna
can be
take.
speaking common, so you can hear the lovely.
I can't understand them, but they're talking again. You know, it's fine.
Kill them, yeah.
I'm just gonna take the ring.
It's under a glass cloche, so you'll have to move that. But the elf has taken his hand away from the cloche and has the sword kind of down at his side, and you're behind his. It's behind his back. He's just kind of staring at Karsten. So yeah, sure, you have no trouble.
I'm gonna judge the weight of it. Okay. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
look at the look in my burglar's pack. I think the crowbar might be about the same weight. And I'm gonna
As a ring?
No, the glass.
It's a Beauty and the Beast style thing.
Yeah,
but
Beauty
it's
and the Beast.
Yeah, I wanna replace the weight in case there's some kind of alarm on it.
You're gonna knock the ring off. The ring's under it.
No, I'll just
Do
lift
it,
the glass, put the
Scrat.
crowbar
Do
down.
it.
Lift
Do it.
lift the thing.
Make it happen.
Oh, Indiana
for it.
Jones, that shit.
That feels some sleight of hand to me.
hand roll.
Yes.
Sleight of hand. Gonna use another advantage. 18?
Sure, that's enough. You take the cloche away and plonk down your crowbar next to the ring on the podium. Nothing happens.
Great. Just
There's a really ugly crowbar on the podium next to this really beautiful ring.
put the ring on and it'll go invisible with me. Whoop.
Okay, reverse Frodo.
Yeah, the reverse Frodo. My favorite position in any TTRPG.
Oh, yes. That was cool.
So, the Eladrin doesn't notice you do this. He's just, his attention is fully fixed on Karsten. And he walks from the garden across this meadow and stops just in front of Karsten. You want to make the world better,
Right.
more joyful.
Yes.
He looks from Karsten to Mormagil. What about you,
Me?
Mormagil?
Oh.
Why do I serve the court?
Why do you serve the Moonbrights? Why do you serve the court?
I could speak at length to the multitude of reasons why our clan lifts me up and brings the best in me out. But you only need to take it from our youth, those who were raised among the Moonbrights. I could easily duel you for this ring. I've been trained in such arts, but violence is not the way. And I hope that you feel the same.
It is yours.
What is your name, my friend, so that we may sing your praises when we return?
Yes.
So that our chronicler can write the story of this.
You may call me what you will.
What you will. Yes, a strong name.
Endling is going to get up and do the big doggy lick right at the side of What You Will's face, just like dignity. What dignity?
I used to think with the Fae there were no friends, no good, only those Fae who are on your side and the rest.
Well, perhaps you wish to come with us to our castle, and meet our clan. Maybe peace can be made between our peoples. Come, let us go. Well, it seems the ring is gone in any case.
What?
How expensive? How expensive is this ring?
Eustace, you've probably never seen something this valuable. It is intricately carved and just absolutely gorgeous.
Okay.
A
Yep.
dark,
Yeah.
dark sapphire,
Mhm.
shot through with shocking blue and silver strands.
Can I just take a couple of quick sniffs to see if I can smell where Eustace is?
Or just, my locate object.
Bing, bing,
With
bing.
Karsten's locate object, yes, he's watching the ring.
I'm like, wait, I'm like, oh no, it's.
I'm standing close to the group. I don't know how to get out of the Feywild without them, so I'm standing close to them.
Just like sniffing around for wet cat.
I was like,
Come.
but first it's like, panic, the ring is gone. I was like, no, wait, it's right over here. And I poke.
Come, it seems this quest is at an end for all of us. Let us retire to the castle.
The elf sheathes his sword, and around you there is a bright, glittery light. And you find yourself very suddenly back in the study at Castle Brynmore, with your patron seated, perched on the desk.
It's
Is
a very
what you will
small-
there with us?
It's a very small office. I'm gonna be a bugbear again. You don't want crowded wolf. No. Okay.
Yeah, I'll drop invisibility as well.
But the
Do the
question
good thing.
is what you will there?
What you will is there.
Yay!
Oh, you're in color
Well,
now. Okay.
my darlings, you returned.
Yes.
It seems you were successful in getting me my ring.
And perhaps an even greater treasure, patron, the friendship of what you will.
This quest, I'll admit, was a bit of a throwaway.
It was amazing.
When you've been assigning quests at as many gatherings as I have, it's hard to come up with something else. But this quest was successful in that not only do I have a lovely ring, but you've all reminded me of why I started this pact in the first place.
The real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Yay.
There we go.
Endling is going to go find Mac. Terrible little child gets me into all kinds of mischief. She can clean glitter from castle.
Wow. Thank you
Sweet
very
brush.
much, everyone. That was a fantastic
Yay.
one-shot. Nerdalie, first time on
Oh.
stream. What the heck?
Well
Oh my
done,
goodness.
Nerdalie.
So, let's go around and do a quick wrap up. If you could let us know who you are, where we can find you, and then we'll get ready for the next group to come in. So let's go the opposite way around and start with Trooper SJP.
Hey everyone, I'm Trooper SJP, and you can find me at Trooper SJP on Twitch and Academic Foxhole on Twitter. And this has been amazing. I just love the Tabaxi just so much. That's all. I just want you to know it. I love everybody here. That was so lovely. And Nerdly, thank you for GMing us. It is so much appreciated. That is the way I want to spend my Saturdays. And it's so lovely being here. Thank you so much.
It's fantastic. Thank you. Next round we have Burlingsbeard. Ken!
Awesome, that's me. I'm Ken at Burlingsbeard. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. I first want to say thank you so much, Scrat, for having me on. Thank you, Natalie, for Nerdalie, for running this. It was really awesome. You're a great GM. And thank you, everyone, for watching this and being a part of this with us. I hope you enjoyed it. As I mentioned, I'm Ken at Burlingsbeard. I am a freelance dungeon master for hire in the New York City area. I've been doing that for the last 10 years. I currently work with a mental health professional on weekly D&D group therapy with teenagers. So definitely follow me to follow up on what's going on with that. This has been a really amazing experience. So thanks again, everybody, for coming along with us.
Thank you. Next round we have Shakespeare.
Oh, hi, I'm Shakespeare. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shakespeare. You can also find me on Tuesday nights over on Hollow's channel, which is a Hollow Tale on Twitch, where we're playing pirates. It's D&D and it's pirates. It's kind of a Saltmarsh Ravenloft thing. It's amazing. The last time we left off, we were fish. It's insane. You can also find me on Encounter Roleplay on Thursdays playing Unhallowed Metropolis, which is Victoriana horror steampunk RPG, where I'm playing the nicest cannibal you will ever meet. I really love being on Scratch Channel. It's one of my favorite places to be, and I'm so pleased with this game. This was incredible. Nerdily, that was amazing. Like, I cannot believe this was like first time DMing. That was just, oh, the descriptions. My little actor's heart. Oh, I love the descriptions. I love all of the characters, so amazing. And I love the playing off each other and the relationships, like going in from the get-go. It was just so great.
Fantastic, thank you. What a fantastic segue to Nerdalie. Fantastic job.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. I'm Nerdalie. You can find me on Twitter at NerdalieB. I'm around here most of the time. Most of my time is spent with the Academy. I am a cleric in real life and a baby GM, I don't know, warlock or whatever on here, Academy warlock. So I had a great time. I was super nervous, but it was really fun to play with you guys, and I had a great time.
Yay!
Well, everyone, I'm going to put
What about you, Scrat?
Oh,
who are you? And who are you?
This is my thing. This is what we do. And I make puns about cats and things. I don't know what happened to me as well, but I made a lot of really edgelordy characters on Thursday. Apparently I was feeling really edgelordy. They're all a little bit shadowy and stuff, but here we are.
Shadowy.
Nah. Yes. So I'm going to put 20 minutes on the clock. We'll be back in 20 minutes with the next group, where Drake Iceheart DMs for the second time ever on the channel. And we've got a fantastic crew coming to help us out with that as well. Take a break, everyone. Take a bio, do all the things, and I will see you in 20 minutes. Catch you later.